a different way and consider continuing things that have worked for you rather than reinventing the wheel. So this is like 3 guides that we can look at so that we can do better in our service. And how do we summarize all the things I've been trying to tell you for the past 10-15 minutes? Our district came up with this 333 guide, actually credit to my wife, during one of our traffic jams at the Causeway. She came up with this 333 guide. You've seen some photographs where people in the district are showing this 3-fingered salute. So what it basically means is a quick reminder. As leaders, I think we should be able to communicate very clearly of what we want to do. Alright, it may sound a little bit silly, a bit too simplistic, but it works because we know that the thumb represents the 3 tools, which is the awareness, and is know the problem before you take action, and find out as much as you can about the problem before you take action, and of course taking the action itself. And the other finger represents the 3 pillars, which is the innovation, continuity, and partnership. And the third finger represents the 3 objectives. I have to emphasize that the 3 objectives of Rotary cannot change. Alright, we always want your club to be stronger. We always want to do projects that can have lasting change. And we always want to support our foundation. So how do we do that? I was talking to your president, and you have a very interesting scheme where you contribute, I think the equivalent of $25 to contribute to the annual fund. Alright? Sounds like a levy to me. Anybody agree? What if I turn it around and I say, would 3 of you or 4 of you consider sponsoring 1 child for a cleft lip surgery? Would 4 of you consider sponsoring 1 child for a pediatric heart surgery and saving a life? Would 2 of you consider sponsoring $100 to pay for a cataract surgery? Anywhere in the world, it doesn't matter where it is. Alright? So this is the narrative that we must change. Alright? This is the narrative we must change. The foundation is really, really powerful. I will tell you why. I'll give my own club as an example. When I became president in 2013, on the 1st of July, it's about 12 years ago, I thought that my club must be the number 1 in giving, right? I mean, we're such a big club, 150, 160 members. We were not, we were number 2. Not only that, the giving was less than $500,000, which was actually quite embarrassing considering that that was the giving for the past 35 years. But the narrative changed after we understood what Rotary Foundation and the Global Grant can do. So today, our giving as of 30th of June is 4.5 million. What has changed is the fact that now members understand why they must give to the Global Grant. It took about 10 years for us to understand the concept. So we have a big club like this, so our committee meetings would have something like this, maybe 40, 50 people. If somebody stands up and suggests a project, somebody else will stand up over there and say, why are we not doing it under Global Grant? Alright, it's come to the stage where everybody thinks that Global Grant has to be the first option. Now, so supporting our foundation means you must understand where your funds go to, and once you understand, I don't think there's going to be a problem. Nobody's going to deny, putting forward $250 to try and save a life. Alright, we are so blessed and so privileged here in Singapore. Now, this is an area that you don't have a problem, alright? So I'll just go through again so that you have an idea of what is the situation of membership in our district and the problem I have as a district governor. Now, RI President tells us, all the 550 governors, please try to grow your district by 5%. So we have 2,200, 5%, 110 members. I say no big deal, alright? I was in a club in Batu Pahat, and they inducted 70, I inducted 70 members, right? I've got 2 today, right? So I don't think it's going to be a problem to reach the number. But if you know me well enough, I always try to make things difficult for myself. So in January, I decided to find out what is the state of our membership in terms of the number of members. And the results are actually quite mind-blowing. 58%, that means 43 out of 74 clubs in our district has less than 25 members. 16 clubs has 25 to 40, and 12 clubs are 41 to 59, and only 3 clubs have 60 or more members. This is based on 1st of July, 2025. So what it means at this chart, your club is in the green zone. There is no science to this. Alright, I know you have a cardiologist here. There's no science, there's no evidence to this. Totally my own imagination. Alright, I came up with the colors, I came up with the number segregation, and that's why I put my name there. So what it means is the next governor come and use the chart. Mohan, please make sure that my name is there, alright? You tell Dr. Senthil. Alright, I told him the same thing. Alright, so what it means is that when you have 60 members that you have right now, it's a long way to closing down the club. Agree? Agree? If you have 120 members, definitely longer still. Alright? But imagine if you have 7 members.
You have 56.
Number one, it becomes a problem because the club is no more attractive. The club is no more magnetic to attracting members. Alright? We have a club in Singapore with 7 members. 7 members, huh? So can you imagine if they start quarreling with each other? Conflict is bigger in smaller clubs. Alright? It's inversely proportional. So in a club of 165 in my club, if I quarrel with 10 person, I can still go to my club, no problem. I've got 150 others to talk to. But if you have 7 members and they quarrel with each other, you form 2 camps. One camp has 4 members, the other camp has 3 members. When you call for a meeting, the other camp call for a meeting, this camp will not attend. Alright, so 4 members, one is sick, one overseas, you have 2 members sitting on the table like this in a coffee shop. After that, they say, okay, let's go, meeting over. Alright, so it becomes an issue, right? It becomes an issue. There's a club in Singapore. You don't have to look for in Singapore with 7 members, and 5 of them are charter members. You guys know what charter members are? That means you've been members since day 1 the club started. And you know when the club started? 1992. Alright? So the 5 charter members and 2 new members. So at a club visit like this, 100% attendance, all 7 of them. Alright? You're proud to tell me 100%. Alright? But you know, some of them it took a long time to come to their seat. Alright? And they were there to show support to the government. I appreciate that. But when you come to that stage, when you have 5 charter members who, to be fair, they have done their contribution to the club, alright? And you have 1 member who is 6 months old and the club president, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to the district. Okay? But look at it. I've challenged all my club presidents to jump at least 1 color. Now they have psychologically been branded with a color. So club presidents are telling their club members, I want to be in the amber zone by the end of the year. For the rest of the club, I have no idea what's going on. Alright? So we are encouraging all clubs to move at least 1 category. So I'm happy to say that your club will soon reach goal, I hope, by 30th of June. So, so to inspire all our clubs here, so my objective really is to reduce the red clubs. As much as possible. Because when this number moves, all the other numbers will change. So it's the red and the goal. I don't care very much about the goal. We have 1 club in Singapore, the Rotary Club in Singapore, and we have 2 clubs in Malaysia, in Johor, Rotary Club Batu Pahat and Pengerang Mandarin. They have both of them more than 60 members. But I was also pleased to find out that Rotary Club Kota Kinabalu also achieved the goal standard, a goal membership level. And every club president who managed to jump 1 color zone will be recognized with a special citation from the district governor. So I look forward to coming back to your club and giving that citation. Alright, and I told clubs also in the red zone, some clubs are 24, 25, 24, 23 members. So they are really trying to hit green now, suddenly, right? So we had a club of 12 members with this coloring scheme. Inducted 7 members when I was there, so it became 19. And in an ordinary year, they would say, hey, I grew at 50%, enough, don't bug me anymore, right? And the district governor will be happy. But because of the color scheme, the president says she will try to get another 6 members to try and hit the 25 number. Alright, so that's the situation. Now you can see the situation further. The major problem area is actually in Johor and Malacca. So 19 of the 24 clubs are actually in the red zone. Alright, I do want to share the sadder news. The sadder news is out of 42 clubs, 22 clubs have less than 15 members. And out of 22 clubs, 10 clubs less than 10 members. Alright, so the situation is quite dire. So how to improve this? You already have this in place, which I'm glad to note. We encourage clubs to have club learning day and club membership day. It's basically to replace your weekly meeting. I think you're doing it very well. Every week you have some information about Rotary, so I will not touch that. I just want to spend a bit more time on Rotary Foundation. It just happens that this year I was a beneficiary of what Joanne did 3 years ago. She raised a lot of money for the annual fund, and part of the money is coming back in a 3-year cycle, so I have the chance to spend it. And we want to really spend the money and to make sure that you really can do good project impact. Right? So there are special schemes available. And I think Joanne is here, so I think she will be able to explain that to your club. We also have a special fund for the Johor and Malacca clubs. See you, Kimis. No problem. We also have a special fund for the Malaysia clubs. But more importantly, is this target for fundraising has been set for 2 million this year. I always tell my club presidents that if you set a goal is actually a dream with a deadline. Alright, so the dream with the deadline is $2 million and it's for 30th of June 2026. Now, why is this important? We want as many individuals as possible to actually set up endowment so that the foundation can be sustained over a long period of time. Let me give you an example. Let's say, if you just imagine when I start my term of office on the 1st of July, the district already have a $10 million endowment. There's an average of 4% returns. I know some of you may snigger at that 4%, but 4% average return over the past 25 years. What it means is that when I start this year, I will have 400,000 US dollars to do projects in global grant. Alright? So I can come to your club and you have an interesting project, I say, let's do it. Let's do the cleft project, let's do the pediatric heart surgery project. Alright, when the project's approved, we raise the money together from your club and from outside the club. So with that $10 million endowment already present, I can use whatever returns that I have to run the projects in our club. And when we collect the money every year, we will still collect the donations, but the donations this time will not be for doing projects. It will be actually put into endowment. And we collect an average of $500,000 to do projects every year. So can you imagine 10 years from now, our district will have a $15 million endowment and $600,000 to spend, and in 20 years time, the district will have $20 million and $800,000 to spend. So this is what we are encouraging clubs to do. Now, endowment is not everybody's cup of tea. All right. We ask that senior members, charter club presidents to really consider leaving a legacy behind, so that their name and the good that we do in Rotary can continue. Let me give you some very simple examples. When I first joined Rotary in 1995, I hear of some prominent members in my club in the 70s and in the 80s that helped bankroll all the projects that we have. Any shortfall that it happens in many clubs, right? So say any shortfall, the president just has to go to his office, have a cup of tea, and before the tea is cooled down, the money is already guaranteed. Two of them, two brothers, you may know them, Tan Sri Rami Shaw and Sir Ran Shaw. Both of them, the two brothers, were members of our club. Alright, they never left a legacy behind for our club. But we had the Shaw Foundation, which helped us for many years. 5 years, 10 years, after that all is forgotten. At one stage, the two Shaw brothers had 4 sons in our club, including a 5th son-in-law, all members of our club. So you know how close they are to our club. After 10 years, everything is forgotten. Rotary is forgotten, nothing is there to prove. We'll go further. In 1930, one of our charter members is Mr. Lee Kong Chiang, Rubber Lee. Same thing, he supported our projects before the war. When he passed on, Lee Foundation helped for a while, but after a while, it's forgotten again. Alright, I can go on to give you a lot of examples, but the last example is the one that really hit me personally. We gave an honorary membership in 2014 to one of our Japanese members. He was a member of our club for 43 years and he was 82 years old at the time. So when he heard the news, he came at my clinic and he says, Shahul-san, please tell me how much I have to give to the Rotary Club of Singapore for this honor. So I said, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way because it's just something that we want to recognize. He says, no. When I'm in the US, I'm in Japan, when you give me an honorary position, I have to give something. So tell me, is it 1 million, 2 million? Tell me now. So I said, please, if you do that, nobody is going to accept honorary membership from our club anymore, right? Because if there's a link to how much you have to give. So 6 months later, he came to me and he says, okay, I will leave something in my will, and he confided in me. He showed me the will, $1 million to the Rotary Club of Singapore. I was really happy. Long story short, he died during COVID. The will was contested, all right, and the actual final amount that went to the club was $100,000. All right, just a tenth. 1/10 of the amount, $100,000. In fact, the new will said that the money is at the discretion of the eldest son. So we were actually quite glad that we actually got something out of it. But that is a lesson to be learned. Alright? It's a lesson to be learned. But somebody wanted to leave behind something, and somebody else said, no, don't do it. Alright? When he's alive. So now there's a big push in my club. We hope when we celebrate our centennial year in 5 years, Rotary Club Singapore will be 100 years, that we'll have an endowment of about 5 million. We're about 2 million right now. And when our club is about 5 million, I think the district should be able to reach 10 million. So hopefully in 5 to 7 years, I think we will be able to reach this magic number. But it requires everybody to do their part. The minimum for the endowment under your own name is $25,000. What it means is that the returns are used for a project like a cleft project or a pediatric heart surgery project. We will recognize the name of the fund. Alright? So Mr. So-and-so endowed fund contributed to the project. So when you set up endowment like this, can you imagine the cleft surgery that you support or the pediatric heart surgery that you support? You will continue supporting it forever. Even for babies who are not even born yet. So that's the power of the endowment fund. Alright, so to do all that, there are some processes that you have to do. I will not talk about this. I think you guys are doing well with the public image as well. I'm not going to talk about this. So I'm going to finish in about 5 minutes. So I just want to highlight one other thing that we are planning to do, which is the Club Runner. Club Runner looks something like this. It's an app. It's an app that works in sync with My Rotary. So My Rotary only works on the laptop. Club Runner works on your phone. The district has already paid subscription for all of you, including me, including everybody in the district. It costs us about 10,000 ringgit a year and another 10,000 ringgit to set it up. So we already paid that 20,000 ringgit in the hope that you can download this app and use it. So what can you use it for? Event calendar, all the polio walks, everything, all the event that's going on, including your installation and everything, can be hosted in one calendar. Alright, you don't have to keep posting it on chat groups. If the governor needs to communicate with you, right now, most of the information goes through your club president. So if Ruby is having a bad day, you won't receive the information through her. Alright? But imagine we have 74 club presidents and we have so much information that we want to send to the members, so sometimes it gets lost. Member directory, you don't have to do your own club member directory anymore. Everything will be hosted here. And of course, you can see reports and the committees as well. Alright, so before I close, DISCON stands for District Conference. Joanne has mentioned it just now. I hope you can block the dates, 22nd to 24th May in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.